For years, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been more than morning hosts. They have been familiar, comforting figures in countless households. Their laughter, playful teasing, and effortless chemistry made mornings feel brighter, turning routines into shared rituals. Yet, even the most seemingly perfect partnerships experience moments of tension, uncertainty, and vulnerability. One morning, viewers witnessed such a moment unfold live, a glimpse into the private human side of two people whose lives are often viewed as seamless. This moment wasn't about drama or spectacle. It was about courage, presence, and honesty in the face of change. It reminded audiences that love is not measured by flawless appearances, but by the willingness to show up authentically for each other, even when emotions are raw and unsteady. What transpired that day became a testament to resilience, shared commitment, and the quiet power of letting oneself be seen, modeling a rare kind of authenticity that transcends television. A morning that began. Like any other, the studio opened with its familiar rhythm. Bright lights, a buzzing audience, and Kelly stepping onto the set wearing her signature, confident smile. Mark joined her, calm as always, yet carrying a subtle weight that Kelly immediately noticed. Decades of marriage had honed her ability to detect the smallest shifts in mood, posture, and energy. Their morning began with jokes and easy laughter, but Kelly's attention kept returning to Mark, scanning for signs of unease beneath his composed exterior. To the audience, the show appeared routine, yet beneath the surface, a quiet tension hinted that something significant was about to unfold. In those early moments, viewers unknowingly entered a space where performance gave way to reality, where gestures and glances conveyed meaning beyond scripted words. The familiar facade of morning entertainment became a stage for real emotion, demonstrating that even well-practiced routines can transform when human connection and vulnerability enter the frame. It was the calm before an intimate revelation. The shift no one expected. As the show progressed, the usual rhythm began to soften. Kelly's laughter, typically effortless, seemed slightly thinner, and playful teasing no longer masked the subtle tension in the air. Then, Mark cleared his throat. A small, unassuming act, yet loaded with significance. The room seemed to hold its breath as he gathered the courage to speak. Kelly responded with a smile that was both comforting and searching, her eyes asking questions words could not fully express. When he finally shared that there was something weighty he needed to communicate, the studio atmosphere shifted completely. His words, careful and deliberate, spoke of crossroads, change, and decisions long considered in private. For the first time, the morning show became more than entertainment. It became a window into a real-life moment of vulnerability. The audience could feel the transition from performance to authenticity, recognizing that these two people were navigating uncertainty together, inviting the world into a space usually reserved for privacy. When the news landed, the weight of Mark's revelation hit instantly. Kelly's expression transformed, her eyes widening before tears spilled, unbidden and unrestrained. For someone who often served as the emotional anchor of the show, her response was profound. She reached for Mark's hand, grounding herself amid the uncertainty that threatened to overwhelm. The studio, normally filled with laughter and rehearsed cues, fell silent. Viewers could witness the raw authenticity of the moment, seeing a person they admired reveal the depth of her humanity. Attempts to mask emotion with humor dissolved, leaving only the reality of fear, grief, and uncertainty. The cameras captured more than just a headline. They documented a marriage responding in real time to a challenge that resonated universally. Audiences felt the vulnerability and fragility of the moment, a reminder that even those who seem unshakable experience fear and sorrow. Kelly's tears conveyed not weakness, but the courage to feel fully and openly. A marriage laid bare. Mark moved closer to Kelly, speaking softly and deliberately. directing his words more to her than the room. He emphasized that she would not face this moment alone, signaling shared responsibility and intimacy. Kelly leaned into him, her forehead resting against his shoulder, tears flowing freely. In that vulnerable space, the studio lights, applause, and audience expectations faded, leaving only the essence of their partnership. Two people confronting uncertainty together. The moment highlighted that love is not about maintaining composure at all costs. It is about showing up fully, even when afraid. Kelly admitted her fear, acknowledging that she wasn't ready for what lay ahead. Her honesty resonated deeply, demonstrating that courage often takes the form of vulnerability. Together they modeled for viewers a marriage that doesn't hide from challenge, but faces it with mutual support, presence, and emotional honesty, creating a universal lesson in partnership that transcended the confines of a morning show set. The power of taking a moment. In a culture that prizes constant resilience and productivity, Kelly's admission that she needed a moment was quietly revolutionary. She recognized that pausing, feeling, and acknowledging uncertainty was not failure. It was presence. Her trembling voice and hand on Mark's were a testament to human authenticity, showing that even those accustomed to performing can benefit from stillness. This small acknowledgement transformed the scene, emphasizing that new chapters, while intimidating, carry the potential for growth and renewal. For viewers, it served as a reminder that fear and uncertainty are natural, and taking time to process them is courageous. The couple's shared presence became a model for empathy and intentional engagement in relationships. Their openness allowed audiences to reflect on their own moments of vulnerability, providing permission to experience and express emotions honestly, without shame, judgment, or expectation of immediacy in resolution. The world responds. Social media reacted almost immediately with messages of support, empathy, and admiration flooding in from viewers who had long followed Kelly and Mark. Fans expressed closeness and connection, marveling at the courage it took to share such a private moment publicly. The response was not sensational or gossipy. It was deeply human. Audiences recognized their own experiences in the couple's vulnerability. Unexpected challenges, moments of fear, and life-altering decisions mirrored in their own lives. By witnessing Kelly and Mark navigate uncertainty openly, viewers were reminded that vulnerability is universal and that even admired figures face fragility. Their honesty fostered communal reflection and empathy, showing that intimacy, shared courage, and authenticity resonate far beyond the studio walls. What could have been a fleeting headline instead became a shared experience, a moment of emotional connection for millions of people. Humanizing celebrity life. Kelly and Mark's transparency disrupted conventional perceptions of celebrity. Often, public figures are seen as untouchable, their relationships idealized and sanitized. By revealing their vulnerability, they humanize themselves, reminding viewers that emotional challenges are universal. The public witnessed the emotional complexities of marriage, parenthood, and partnership firsthand. This act of openness bridged the gap between celebrity and everyday human experience, fostering empathy and relatability. It also challenged the cultural narrative that success or popularity negates struggle. Instead, their story highlighted that even lives lived in the spotlight require resilience, honesty, and mutual support. By inviting audiences into this intimate moment, Kelly and Mark demonstrated that shared humanity connects people far more deeply than performance or appearance ever can. Lessons in emotional courage. This morning reminded viewers that true courage often lies in emotional vulnerability. Kelly and Mark modeled bravery not through spectacle, but through openness, presence, and authenticity. Their willingness to share fear, grief, and uncertainty provided a roadmap for handling difficult moments in personal relationships. Emotional courage allows for deeper intimacy, trust, and resilience, showing that acknowledging fragility strengthens rather than diminishes connection. By demonstrating that vulnerability and strength coexist, the couple conveyed a profound lesson. Relationships thrive when honesty, empathy, and mutual support guide actions. Audiences were encouraged to embrace their own vulnerabilities, recognizing that openness fosters trust, compassion, and enduring bonds, both in public and private spheres. Love as an active practice. The core message of this moment was that love is not static. It requires conscious effort, daily attention, and active choice. Kelly and Mark illustrated that sustaining a meaningful partnership involves consistent presence, reassurance, and communication, especially in moments of uncertainty. Their gestures, words, and physical connection highlighted that emotional investment is continuous and intentional. By sharing both struggle and dedication, they created a model for viewers, emphasizing that love is built through persistence, empathy, and the courage to face challenges together. Their example reframed the notion of romance from performance to practice, showing that lasting relationships are nurtured in the space between imperfection and effortful care. The human legacy of vulnerability. Ultimately, this morning became a lesson in shared humanity. By revealing fear, uncertainty, and love openly, Kelly and Mark left a lasting imprint on viewers. Their vulnerability, presence, and authenticity demonstrated that emotional depth and connection are cultivated through honesty and support. The couple showed that intimacy grows from facing challenges together, that courage can be quiet and personal, and that resilience is relational as much as it is individual. What unfolded was not merely a television moment. It was an enduring lesson in partnership, empathy, and human connection, leaving audiences with a sense of hope and inspiration. Their story illustrated that love is sustained, not by perfection, but by consistent care, trust, and the willingness to confront life's uncertainties together. Reflection and growth. As the days and weeks passed, the impact of that morning continued to resonate. Kelly and Mark's example encouraged conversations about vulnerability, emotional honesty, and shared responsibility in relationships. It reminded viewers that growth often comes from discomfort, fear, and acknowledging the unknown. The show, while returning to familiar rhythms, carried a new depth, an acknowledgement that life's unpredictability can coexist with love, laughter, and warmth. Their experience offered a model for navigating challenges with grace, illustrating that openness, empathy, and support are essential for meaningful connection. In choosing each other publicly and privately, they exemplified the enduring power of partnership built on honesty and care, creating a narrative of resilience and authenticity that continues to inspire.